Revenge films.
Recently, I moved to this new city with my family. My mother-in-law hasn't been well, and her husband passed away long ago, so my wife wanted to live near them. My mother-in-law has been nothing but kind to me since we got married, so I had no objection. Also, my former manager happened to be from this area, and I got his reference. Luckily, I had my first interview before moving and started working there right away. The new company dealt with similar products as my previous company did, and my responsibilities were similar as well, so I got used to my position smoothly. My supervisor told me that it's rare for a new employee to be able to readily contribute to the company. Everything was going well. My colleagues were also nice, except one, Ari. He didn't like my contribution to the company. When I was creating a proposal, he came to me and said he could check it for me because I was new. He browsed a few pages and said, "It's not so great, you'd better rewrite." So I started to rewrite while he stole my ideas and brought them to the manager as if they were his creation. I confronted him about it, but he said, "Some people don't realize his incompetence and insist he thought that first," as if I stole his work. He was the worst kind. I didn't want to work with him if I had a choice, but he's been here longer and I couldn't make a formal complaint in the company I just started at. I just had to live with it. One day we had a new project in our team. To prevent Ari from messing up my work again, I never wrote a proposal before him, and I took the laptop home and worked on it at home. That worked well, and I finished without it being stolen by Ari. I was going to submit it at the end of the week, and I was doing other tasks at work, but he had to bother me somehow because he once succeeded. "Hey, my laptop is acting funny, so let me use yours." Letting him use my laptop, that's suicidal. I said no. "That laptop belongs to the company, not you. Besides, I'm your superior. It's only common sense that you do as I say." He tried to intimidate me, but I had some important work in it and I would never hand it to him. He left at that time, but I knew he wouldn't give up so easily. At lunchtime, I stepped out to a nearby restaurant. When I came back to the office, Ari came up to me smiling. I thought he was gonna make another sarcastic remark, but he had a laptop in his hand and said, "You didn't let me use it, but it's company property, so it was my call to use it." "Huh?" "Not, huh? I already borrowed it. And unfortunately, when I was using it, water spilled and it broke. Looks like the data is all gone, but it was an accident." I was almost positive that it wasn't an accident, but intentional. I took out my laptop from my bag and said, "I have mine right here." Ari was stunned and looked at those two laptops side by side closely. The laptops were identical because the company bought them, but there was our employee's name shown on the back. When I told him that, he immediately flipped it and looked at the name on the back. "Is this the manager's? How come?" He poured water over the laptop to destroy the data, but in fact it belonged to our manager. He screamed why the manager's laptop was on my desk. I'm a computer geek and I've built several computers myself. The manager heard about it and asked me to check on his laptop, which hasn't been working properly lately. The company will provide a new laptop, but transferring data, etc., some work is involved, and if it's fixable, he would prefer that route. I fixed some laptops before, so I was going to look into it with the company's permission. Then I fixed a glitch on my manager's laptop and told him. He said he'd pick it up during the lunch break if I put it on my desk. That's why it was on my desk, and I went to lunch. Ari became pale and screamed at me. I never knew about it. Then there was the manager. He asked me about his laptop, so I said the truth. Ari has it. The manager asked why Ari had it in his hand, and he couldn't say anything. Could he say that he poured water on the laptop to ruin the data? No, he couldn't think of any excuses on the spot. The manager sensed something was up and took his laptop from Ari. He noticed not only did it not turn on, but also it was soaking wet. He yelled at Ari. "What the hell happened to my laptop?" Ari said he spilled the water on it earlier, but it was more like immersed in a bucket full of water. The water was on the desk and floor, too. It was obviously deliberate, not an accident. Ari came up with an instant excuse like it was broken when he saw it, but the manager didn't buy it. It was a good time for me to tell the manager about all the harassment I had to endure from Ari, and that Ari told me to lend him my laptop earlier, and I said no. When I came back from lunch, this had happened. The manager screamed, "You're fired! Get out of here now!" Ari was nearly crying. Why is this happening to me? But he surely caused it all. How could I possibly help him after all he's done to me? On top of that, the manager's laptop had more important data on it than ours, which is gone now, so his anger was through the roof. I wished I could help the situation, but I've never repaired the one that was soaked in water. Ari was fired immediately and had to compensate for the damage. Not only did he break the laptop, but he did it on purpose, causing irretrievable data loss. Also, the bonus he was awarded for stealing from me in the past was taken away and transferred to me. It was true the manager's laptop was ruined, but after that, I took some time to tackle the repair, and eventually I made it work again. My colleagues saw me do it too, and the manager thanked me, recognizing my effort. After Ari was fired, his actions spread in the industry, and he wasn't hired anywhere. He took a night job at a gas station, where he belonged.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.